Imagine this. The U.S. Supreme Court just handed President Donald Trump a massive legal L on his beloved tariffs. But instead of backing down, Trump doubles down, announcing a hike from 10% to 15% on global imports, shaking economies worldwide. Is this the spark that ignites a full-blown trade war 2.0, or Trump's genius masterstroke to make America great again? Welcome to Capital Scope, your no BS source for global geopolitical firestorms. Today, we're diving deep into the Supreme Court's tariff smackdown, Trump's fiery reaction, and what it means for your wallet, from iPhones to avocados. Buckle up, this is going to be wild. Hit that like button if you're team tariffs, comment below if you're not, and subscribe for daily global chaos breakdowns. Let's rewind. Back in his first term, Trump wielded tariffs like a sledgehammer against China, slapping 25% duties on steel and billions in goods. It was chaos. Prices spiked. Farmers got bailouts, but Trump called it a win for American jobs. Fast forward to 2025. Re-elected in a landslide, President Trump wastes no time. Using the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA, he declares a national economic emergency and rolls out blanket 10% tariffs on nearly all imports starting January. Why IEEPA? It's a Cold War-era law giving the president godlike powers over trade in emergencies. Trump argues endless trade deficits, $1 trillion last year alone, threaten national security. Critics scream dictatorship. Enter the lawsuits. Importers, backed by big tech and retailers, drag it to the Supreme Court, claiming Trump overreached. February 22nd, 2026, the bombshell. In a 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court sides with challengers on key IEEPA limits. They say Trump can't use it for permanent, across-the-board tariffs without Congress. It's for true emergencies, not long-term policy. No more blank check. Stocks wobble, the Dow dips 2%, and global markets hold their breath. The Hindu nails it in their editorial, tariffs in trouble. They warn this clips Trump's wings, forcing reliance on slower Section 232 or 301 tariffs, think targeted steel hits, not universal pain. But here's the twist. The court didn't kill all tariffs, just curbed the emergency power play. Existing duties, still standing. Trump's team spins it as a minor speed bump. But Trump, he doesn't sulk. Hours after the ruling, in a Mar-a-Lago presser, he blasts the court as activist judges and vows, "We're raising global tariffs to 15% effective immediately, using every legal tool." CNBC's Daily Open calls it more uncertainty as Trump pivots to WTO challenges and bilateral deals. Al Jazeera reports the details. This hits everyone. EU cars, Indian textiles, Brazilian steel. Why 15%? Trump says it's to offset the ruling's damage and force fair trade. Economists freak. Goldman Sachs predicts 0.5% US GDP shave, inflation jumping 2%. Your morning coffee, up 12%. iPhone, $100 pricier. The world is losing it. Beijing promises mirror tariffs on U.S. soybeans and Boeing jets. Deja vu 2018. Ursula von der Leyen calls it economic vandalism, prepping EU countermeasures. In India, the Hindu worries steel exports to the U.S. $2 billion hit could slow Modi's growth engine. Geopolitics amps up. This supercharges U.S.-Mexico-Canada tensions under USMCA. Vietnam and Taiwan, they're loving the diversion. Factories fleeing China faster. Oil prices, volatile as trade slows shipping. And don't sleep on crypto. Bitcoin surges 5% as tariff hedges. Crunching numbers, pre-ruling 10% tariffs were set to add $200 billion to U.S. revenues yearly. Now at 15%, that's $300 billion funding tax cuts. Peterson Institute models 700K U.S. jobs created, but 1 million lost in retail/import sectors. Inflation? From 3% to 5% by Q3 26. CNBC warns of stagflation vibes, slow growth, high prices. Trump's bet, pain now for manufacturing renaissance. Critics like Paul Krugman tweet, recession trigger. Your take, 3 paths ahead. Scenario 1, escalation, China dumps U.S. debt, markets crash 20%. Scenario 2, deals. Trump cuts bilateral pacts, tariffs ease to 12%. Scenario 3, Congress caves, new law greenlights Trump 2.0. My money? Scenario 2, Trump's dealmaker DNA shines. By mid-2026, expect WTO showdowns and G20 fireworks. For your portfolio, gold up, tech down, industrials moonshot. Trump's tariff tango with the Supreme Court, It's geopolitics on steroids, power, money, global chess. Will 15% save America or sink the world? Drop your predictions below. Trade war or truce? Smash like if this broke it down. Subscribe for tomorrow's Iran-Israel update and ring the bell. Thanks for watching.